go have a threesome. I have a lot of deal breakers.
You have to talk about the toot.
And then I got ghosted, so.
Welcome to The Spill. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to The Spill. We have a very fun topic today, but I have to start with my win of the week because I did have a very exciting weekend.
Amazing.
I bought one of those big pool floaties. We should try to insert a photo for the YouTube. It's like a giant bed. It's like a giant bed. It's got a pillow, and then you fill it with water.
It's like an air mattress with borders.
Exactly.
Bumper.
Yeah, that's
Bumpers.
exactly. Because it's meant to go on water, but I obviously don't have water in my backyard, so I fill it with water, and then I lay in it.
Incredible.
And I laid in it this weekend, and I got a little sunburn.
Margan, the cup holder. Sunburn.
Sunburn. Yeah, Margan, my cup holder. I was on my deck, like... It's kind of the definition of white trash. Like, I'm sure my neighbors were like, oh, come on.
I don't think so. I think it's iconic.
Inflatable? Come on.
Okay. No.
You know?
No. Anybody who
it.
thinks that is a fun sucker.
Oh, I agree. And it's really cute and it's pink. Oh, I'm obsessed with it.
It is really cute. I
I'm
actually had
obsessed
never
with
seen one until you showed me yours.
If you want me to send you the link, I will.
Okay.
I bought the XL. XL. Yeah, I loved it. So that was my little fun, exciting win of the week. It was finally nice enough this weekend to be outside.
Yes.
It snowed last weekend, so...
Isn't that crazy? The whiplash we experience?
Mm-hmm.
This is the moment where all the clothes are out.
Yeah. Yep. Jackets in the morning, shorts in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do have a sunburn. Tracy has a tan. That's kind of annoying.
Oops. We were getting the boat ready, so I was kind of doing what you were doing.
Mm-hmm.
Pretending like I was boating. I was in the boat while Jeff was working on the boat. Because it was covered in mold for a while. Oh. We had quite the experience. We unwrapped our boat for the season. Mm-hmm. Mold everywhere. Every seat, every seam, every rope. So anyways, how do you make that fun? You just get your bikini on. Mm-hmm. You get in your boat in your driveway. You get a little margarita too. Get a marg, and then you clean the mold. And I got a 10.
Clean mold? What's the protocol there?
I don't really know.
Okay.
We used just soap for a lot of it. Okay, watered down, spraying it. Mm-hmm. Someone told me a vinegar mix.
I could see that.
We can't do bleach because we'll ruin the upholstery thread. But it actually worked.
Yeah.
Dawn. So you know what? I think Dawn fixes a lot of things.
It does. It gets oil off of baby ducks. So it's gentle enough for baby ducks.
Then it's gentle enough for my upholstery. So
yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the weekend. We both. What should we call that? You know how people have front yard barbecues? Have you heard of it?
It's like
I think we're on that kind of level.
Yeah, we are. No,
I think they call that white trash.
Yes, there's a literal. There's a term for it when you're like a porch sitter or something like that. Front yard hanger-outer. I don't know.
That's what we are.
You're just in your bikini in your front yard.
Yeah.
And I'm in my bikini on an inflatable on land.
And you know what I call it? Living life to the fullest.
Yeah. Because I don't have a
shameless
pool, but I want one. And I'm going to act like I have one.
Yes. It's shameless authenticity.
I mean, my neighbors are always blasting Jimmy Buffett and smoking cigarettes.
I was going to say, one of them smokes cigs, so we can't be judging activity over here.
I can't be taking criticism from anyone who smokes cigarettes in the year of our Lord 2024. Come on. Get a vape.
Ew.
Well, I'm just saying. We're going to be doing something.
No. Not a vape. We don't support that.
Well, I think it's better than a cigarette if you're going to transition, don't you think?
I think so, but what are the... No. Actually, no. I will never... No. Stop it all.
Get a patch.
Stop.
Stop it all. Yeah, so I was really happy this weekend. Tracy was happy-ish.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I was happy.
Yeah.
Things don't always go according to plan. We got the boat out on the water, and then it didn't start. Jeff has now fixed it, but we had to go back home. We didn't actually go boating.
Yeah. Well, and he just barely fixed it a day later. Like, he's been working on it for a while.
All good. Yeah. And you know what? We are totally in charge of our emotions. And I was not sad then, and I'm not sad now. It's totally fine. Like, wow.
Oh, I love that.
Could be sad about that. I'm so sorry you were on your boat and you got to the water and it wouldn't start and you had to go with your plate full of food and picnic with your children who are all happy and having like, no, I'm not.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It's not that hard.
I love that.
Plenty happy. So anyways, but I am excited to now that it's running and it's mold free and we're actually going to go and have an even more splendid time.
You're going to be afloat.
Yeah, you should come.
Yeah. Well, it's a little chilly.
Yeah, we're going to do our polar plunge. We didn't get to do that.
Oh.
You want to come?
Well, I don't know if I'm cut out for polar plunging.
Yeah.
I did put on a wetsuit one time and it was really hard.
It is.
It's
especially
really hard.
if it's wrist to ankles.
Yeah. It's hard.
You have to wrestle it on.
And wrestle it off.
And wrestle it off.
Yeah.
While you're cold.
I was like losing my swimsuit.
It's yeah, you do. You have to know who you're facing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me reposition.
Because it could be really an intimate moment.
That'll be so fun, though.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we are talking about something very special and near and dear to our hearts today.
Yep.
And that is Taylor Swift. More specifically, her new album, Tortured Poets Department. It came out end of April. I feel like we finally just processed and digested the album.
And we're honestly not even done. But
yeah,
I think we're far enough along that we can
share.
Maybe we could go on and on. So we're going to have to really
reel it in.
Reel it in. Yeah.
Yeah, I could go on and on. There's 31 songs. Well, she released the initial album and then she came out with the anthology, as she calls it. Mm-hmm. So in total, 31 songs.
Yes.
Which is crazy.
And I will say, our first listen,
we had a listening
party. I think we really set us up kind of incorrectly. So we had a listening party.
Yeah.
And the listening party took place at like 9 p.m. because we had to wait for the kids to go to bed. We didn't have to, but we chose to. You know, we wanted the full experience. Mm-hmm. And we'd been waiting all day and telling people not to talk about it because it had been out all day.
Yeah.
And then we go to the backyard in the hot tub and we're listening to the tunes. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like trying to push all 31 songs in a row when you're tired wasn't right.
Yeah.
Because my initial thought of the album was, oh man, this might be my like least favorite album of hers.
Yeah. I had that thought as well. Like, oh, I don't think this one is for me. Mm-hmm. You know, wasn't loving it. Wasn't connecting with it. I felt like they all sounded the same.
Yes.
Like I felt like we were on a constant loop of the same.
The same like dreary undertones. I felt like there's no energy, no charge in her voice. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of crazy to say that because I don't even know who that person is saying those things. Mm-hmm. That's not at all what I think now.
No. And I think a lot of people felt that way. Like there were articles written about people feeling that way. Mm-hmm. Like at the beginning you're underwhelmed and then you take another listen or 5 and then you're like, oh, hell yeah. Hold on. Mm-hmm. You know, you have a
like hold on. Yeah.
Yeah. So we went through that as well. And I don't fault us for it.
No, I think it's part of the whole experience.
It's a part of the whole experience. And I have said before, like, this is not a Dua Lipa album. No shade to Dua Lipa. But it is not an album that you're going to put on and jam to at the club. Yeah. Like, it's
not a bunch of bops.
It's not a bunch of bops, and it's not like a super pop album. So if you're expecting that, if you're expecting like the 1989 Taylor Swift, that's not really it. It's not the Shake It Off of the world.
Yes.
So you have to kind of like put your expectation there and then listen to it.
Yeah, appreciate the like variety that she puts out. And this is just another variance.
Yeah. And I really feel like this album she made for herself.
Yeah, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
I think it makes it more exciting to listen to and like go through and digest and really pick apart. Mm-hmm. Because you're not just like trying to figure out the song. You're trying to figure out lots of meaning behind it. It's kind of been our hobby for the last bit.
Because the more I listen to it, the more I like hear things and I'm like, hold on. What did she just say?
Yeah. Then she sends it to me and then I'm like, hold on. What did she just say? And we're having a
go
feast.
Down a whole rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm like really sad. Like, don't take TikTok away from me because I have been really loving everyone's like opinions and thoughts on the Taylor Swift album on TikTok. So if you're looking for somewhere to like get info on Taylor Swift albums, like there are so many people on there who are so smart and they make videos breaking down the songs and it's it's incredible. Yeah.
It's the reason why there are university courses on this because it's really something people have mastered the art of. Is the plant getting you?
It's really, I feel it in the back of my head, and I'm just worried that it's like
your hair is turning into spider webs. Yeah. You guys, there's a plant in the corner in here. It's fake.
And it's
just here to add some pizzazz, and it does often.
It's pizzazzing right now.
Tickle Haley's nape.
No.
Well, it does.
Yeah, there are full classes on it. Like Harvard has a class.
Yes.
So I'm sorry. The Harvard educated aren't good enough for you?
Yeah.
Hello? It's Harvard.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, so come on. So anyway, we're going to be breaking it down. We're going to be talking about all the things and like, you know, talking about how it relates to our own lives. Mm-hmm. This is really a lot of female rage.
Yes.
So
if you didn't know,
tell us.
Taylor Swift did mention during one of her Paris nights recently performing, she said, or maybe it was in, no, it was.
No, it was in Paris.
Yeah, it was during that. Mm-hmm. And she said that the Tortured Poets Department section of her concert was AKA Female Rage the Musical, which I died about because I thought, oh my gosh, she just like summed up the ones that she performed in, and it was very theatrical. If you haven't seen it, go like,
oh my gosh.
The cool thing is Taylor could take all this down, but we all get to enjoy these live recordings of her concerts. And if you haven't seen that section of the Eras Tour, you must.
Because if you haven't heard, she added the Tortured Poets Department to the Eras Tour. The Eras Tour has been going on for over a year now. Mm-hmm. But she added this section and took a couple other things out. Basically everything that's in the movie. She, you know, like what she took out from the movie, she took out live, is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. A couple songs here and there. And then added 7 songs from the Tortured Poets Department. Did a whole set. Very theatrical.
Holy moly,
incredible numbers. Like, I don't know how they did that in that short amount of time.
Especially because it looked like she was kind of taking a break.
Yeah, she was. Well, she was in the Bahamas. Seemed like she was living it up. Yeah, she went to the Bahamas. She went to California. Like, she was really doing her own thing. But really, they were learning, like, Broadway level numbers.
Yes.
Incredible.
And we don't even know what goes into that. I can't even.
No, I can't even
start to imagine like
in the outfits.
Yeah, somebody was.
You know, they're
oh
all
my gosh,
custom.
you know, Costa Mayer, the dancing couple. Mm-hmm. They were talking about how they were like putting together a musical, like choreographing it. And they're like, you don't realize how much goes into it. Because you're like, well, who's going to move the chair?
Yeah.
And then what time are they going to come back? And what part do they play in the emotion of it all? And are they singing, talking, doing anything at that time? And then who's going to put the bench in its place? And how do we make it so people don't notice this, but do notice that?
How do we get from here to here?
Like Taylor Swift says.
Focus.
And anyways, the fact that they pulled off something of that grandeur, 7 songs in the middle of an already very taxing, highly choreographed, exhausting. It just blows my mind. Like Taylor and everybody she has working with her, the band, they're all so talented. It blows my mind.
It's incredible. Like, if you need to go and watch it. Like, you need to watch specifically I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, and I Think The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, and Who's Afraid of Little Old Me.
Okay, and But Daddy, I Love Him.
Just watch the whole set. Actually, I changed my mind. Just watch
and do it in order because it's very
the transitions are incredible,
very intentional.
Oh, I'm just obsessed with it. I'm literally obsessed with it. It's literally all I can think about.
And the outfits.
The outfits are so amazing.
Dress.
The white dress is stunning. The transition from the white dress to the 2-piece set.
Yes.
To the jacket. To the old Hollywood Clara Bow-esque performance. It's incredible. Everybody go watch it. Okay.
Go watch it.
I don't want to hear about it. Okay.
Hey.
Okay, on to the album. We got sidetracked. We'll talk about the Eras Tour more later. No, we still haven't been, if anyone's wondering.
No.
So, from the top, we'll start with Fortnite featuring Post Malone.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Well, I love it.
Okay, yeah.
It took me a while.
I'm like indifferent about it.
I
could hear it or not hear it.
I don't like pick it to listen to it, but I don't skip it.
But it's catchy.
And after I sent you, so I sent her someone's like
yeah, she did.
total lyrical breakdown of that song, and that really helped me love it more.
Yeah.
Because I think she's spot on, actually. I don't
do
know how
too.
that could be a wrong... basically, she was saying it's about... Oh, that fortnight isn't literally 14 days.
Right.
Even though you can be using that, and she did for teasers and stuff, right?
Yeah, she did.
But they were talking about that it was an old relationship, and then when you look back on it, the time apart you've spent makes the time you spent together seem like a fortnight.
Yeah.
And it's kind of romanticizing that time together and your time apart. And she talks about how now it's kind of Taylor reflecting on what it is now, that she has the husband who's cheating, I want to kill him, and then talks about this other lover who's now has a wife and she's watering flowers. So it's like, oh my gosh, you actually have a really healthy relationship. Normal. You're happy. And I'm not. And we're practically neighbors, and we're just like good neighbors now. And I get to see your life, but it's like ruining my life.
Yeah.
You know, that like it's almost like the fear of something like that happening, of that we're going to move on and you're going to be happy and I'm not going to be.
Yeah.
And when you listen to it like that, it's kind of cool.
Because I think, like we all have people like that in our life that you're like, oh, you're doing so well. It's like, I'm not doing that well. You know?
Did
like,
I make a mistake?
Yeah.
And could that be me? Could I be the wife watering flowers?
Yeah.
And like this would have all been good?
Could we have been really happy? Yeah. Oh.
So when I listen to it that way, I like it more.
Oh, totally.
Like, well,
and I do love Post Malone at the end.
Yeah, I do too. I love it. And I was really upset that he wasn't in it more. But then I heard, well, if anybody knows anything about songwriting, the bridge is it. Yeah. Especially for Taylor Swift. And he got the bridge. And so now I feel better about that too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and you know, if anyone knows anything about Taylor Swift, if it's a featuring song,
you're a feature.
You're just a feature. You're not going to be laced throughout the whole song. That's usually how she does things. She just puts them, you know.
Did Post Malone help write that song?
That's a great question. Let me double check. I can pull it up.
I'm kind of intrigued by that because I was wondering, does Post have any
he did
relationship? He did?
Oh, no, he didn't.
Oh,
sorry. He's just one of the main artists.
Oh.
Taylor Swift was composer-producer, and Jack Antonoff was composer-producer.
Oh.
So,
well, then never mind. I had my own conspiracy that maybe he had, that it was about one of his relationships.
Oh, interesting.
That would have been interesting, but I don't think that's it.
And he was in the music video. The music video is really good.
It is cool.
It tells a whole story, and she has a couple actors, Ethan Hawke, and I can't remember the other guy's name, from Dead Poets Society in the music video, which is kind of fun.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the two guys who are the doctors.
Oh.
And they're like scrambling her brain, essentially. They're from they're from Dead Poets Society, which is kind of fun that she like brought them in, and he's done a couple interviews on talk shows about it and how he was like treated so well, and her whole team is amazing. Yeah, Ethan Hawke did. I don't know, probably Jimmy Kimmel or something.
Wow.
But he speaks very highly of her, which I think is always fun when people speak really highly of her, because a lot of people are really negative about her.
Machine Gun Kelly was really nice about her. I saw that.
I haven't really heard a famous person besides Kim Kardashian say a negative thing about her.
Yeah,
you know?
Actually.
So, anyway, moving on. The Tortured Poets Department. The title of the album, second song on the album, doesn't do it for me.
Well, yeah, not me neither. I like it. Not me neither.
Not me neither.
But I do like it.
I mean, it's fine. It's like catchy.
I like listening to it, actually. I probably like it more than you based on your response right now, but
yeah, it's not my favorite. But that's okay.
We had to challenge ourselves to do our top 5 and our least favorite, but we'll do it at the end.
Yeah. My boy only breaks his favorite toys.
Love. That was my first favorite.
Oh, I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm obsessed.
It's so good. I can't believe that I heard that and thought it was boring.
Yeah.
Because all the like fun stuff she does with her voice and whatever, I love it now.
Yeah, and I think the whole premise is really interesting.
Yeah, it is. Like, you should have seen his face when he first saw me or got me.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing is centered around toys and being like, she's actually like all the metaphors about actually being a toy on a shelf. Mm-hmm. And she brings up Kens and Army dolls, opening the box. And
yeah, it's really interesting to put it in that like context of like, yeah, he hurts me because he loves me kind of thing, you know?
Oh my gosh. It's really creative.
Yeah. Down Bad.
Oh, love it.
Love. I actually love it more after seeing it on the Eras tour.
Yeah. Everything.
She does
I love more
this
after I
whole
see her
like
perform it.
alien thing.
It's so cool. And the pictures that have come out from it.
Really cool.
I can't
Really
believe it.
cool.
It is really cool.
Yeah, I love Down Bad. Down Bad, I feel like, is kind of one of the more poppy ones. Like, not poppy, but like kind of more upbeat, even though it's like sad. You know?
Well,
she's like, come back and get me. Like, why did you leave me here?
Yes.
And I saw a TikTok of a woman who was relating it to being a widow.
yes.
Which was really sad to watch because she was playing it in the back and all of the words like were just relating to like that experience of someone like leaving you.
Yes. Ugh.
Willingly or not, you know?
This is what I always say about Taylor Swift, that even though some of her songs are very pointed about a person or one specific experience, that it can't be possible, because when you think about experiences in your own life, that maybe like one thing kind of like is the straw that broke the camel's back, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm tired of either being treated this way or whatever. When it comes to a head, that really what you're singing about, talking about, is bigger than just that one instance, that one person. And I think that's what makes her so relatable, is that she can really pull the emotion of an experience.
Totally.
And you can draw from it what you will, from those emotions, wherever they came from in your life, you know? And I think about that with that song, that like, you know,
of just being like that everyone has had. Yeah,
feeling that low and
feeling left,
kind
abandoned.
of desperate to be saved. Yeah,
love that one.
Me too.
So Long London,
so good. It's so pretty.
It's so pretty. The lyrics are so sad.
So sad.
And
the play on words is kind of cool. I did appreciate that the first time we listened.
Which play on
How
words?
she does like for so long, but then does so long London.
Oh,
so long has two meanings the whole way through.
Yeah, I love So Long London, and we think obviously very about Joe.
This is very pointed, it seems.
Very pointed, because Joe, her previous boyfriend, is from London, lived in London. They had a house in London. They were together for 6 years. And I think when you're with someone for that long, you can write like a song like this that's like very sad, but also
deep.
Like angry. Like she talks a lot about like sacrificing herself and how she's finally getting her color back, and how he was basically like not letting her live. Like she was feeling suffocated, isolated. It's a really, really good song. Really sad song.
It is.
Yeah. She talks about like trying to keep him tighter because he kept drifting away from her. She's like, I kept trying to like pull you tighter. I think we've all felt that, where it's like, no, I'm going to keep trying to hang on to you because I feel you drifting away from me.
Yes.
So I'm going to do anything I can to keep you
yes.
here.
Yes.
And then how long do you do that for? Before you give it up, you know?
Yeah.
She talks about finally giving it up.
It's very emotional.
Really sad. But Daddy, I Love Him is next.
I love. It's so good. It's funny.
What's your favorite line from that one?
Oh, of course, the bitchin' and moanin' part.
The bitchin' and moanin'.
Yeah.
Yeah. She says that she would rather burn her whole life down than listen to one more second of all this bitchin' and moanin'.
Yep.
And she talks about how her good name is hers to disgrace if she wants to. And like it's no one else's business. And this one, I feel like, is about the fans.
I do too. And probably just about her industry in a way.
Yeah.
Because she's talked about that publicly before, where like you can't win.
Yeah.
And the pressure on young artists to be a certain way and show up a certain way. She talks about how you're like not mentally mature enough or emotionally aware enough to even handle it until you're like dead to the music industry. And I bet that's true. They let you and spit you out, and we're all like so subscribed to their lives and giving opinions. Like she said, the soliloquies I'll never see. So I think it's kind of cool. I bet a lot of artists really resonate with that. I bet a bunch of people in the industry are obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Because they're like, yeah, fuck yeah, that is annoying that you're all up in my business and you have so much judgment, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care what you have to say. It's my name to disgrace, like she said. Mm-hmm.
And she says, I don't cater to all these vipers dressed in empaths' clothing. God save the most judgmental creeps who say they want what's best for me.
Yes.
I love that part.
Ew, yeah, it's like her toxic fans who are like,
yes.
Taylor, oh my God, vipers. I love you, girl, but like, don't be dating him.
Yes, but they're dressed in empaths' clothing. So they're like dressed up as like, oh no, like we love her so much, but like tear her down.
What a shame that she's doing this. What a shame she's whatever.
Yeah, and then I love the God save the most judgmental creeps who say they want what's best for me.
Yes.
Like, ugh. It gives me the ick because I'm just like, I've even thought about that like in my own life, like people who are trying to tell me what to do or like think they know what I should be doing in my life. It's like, no, you don't. Like, I'm the only one like actually experiencing what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, why are you trying to advise me right now?
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
About something I didn't ask about.
Uh-huh.
I'm doing me.
Well, it's like we had actually we've had many friends talk to us as they're going through like a divorce and the judgment that comes forward when people have no idea what's gone on in that relationship and saying divorce should never happen, you know,
right.
And just coming down like, girl, I love you, but you need to make this work. I'm sorry, but you just need to not get divorced because that's something you can't do. And that's really shocked me because I knew people had strong opinions, but to put that strong opinion on a situation you have no idea about and just be so black and white of like, girl, I love you and you can't be getting divorced. Okay. Like marriage is forever. I bet this resonates with them too because they're like, excuse me.
Yeah, nothing's black and white in life.
No.
So
it's really easy to cast judgment when you haven't lived whatever that person's living through, you know?
Yes. Don't throw stones.
Little rascals.
Fresh Out the Slammer.
Yeah, I don't spend a lot of time listening to that one actually, but I do love it.
I want you to focus on it because I spent the last couple days listening to it and I've been loving it.
I do like the like melody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love this one. I was listening to it the other day and I was really looking at the lyrics because I was trying to, like any Swiftie, I was trying to figure out like who this could be about. It's like part of the fun of being a Swiftie. Like, and I think to some extent it's fine. You know what I mean? Like, and I think Taylor also leaves hints and things for her fans to like figure out who it's. She's been doing it since debut. Okay, she used to capitalize letters in her little pamphlet so that we could figure out like who the song was about. Like she literally wrote a boy's name in the pamphlet. So she's been doing this forever. And I think if she ever gets really sick of it, she'll stop doing it. She'll stop leaving little hints. But I was looking at the lyrics and the song goes, gray and blue in fights and tunnels, handcuffed to the spell I was under, for just 1 hour of sunshine. Years of labor, locks and ceilings, in the shade of how he was feeling. But it's going to be all right, I did my time. And I think that's about Joe.
I do too. Sounds like London.
Like gray and blue in fights and tunnels, like fighting, handcuffed to the spell I was under. She was with him for so long. She's under a spell. Like, yes, I want to be so private and I want to be with him. Like, is that really what I wanted? You know, in Bejeweled, she talks about like, a diamond's got to shine. Like I have to shine. And then she says for just 1 hour of sunshine, like just that one happy moment. Like she hangs on to this relationship for that one little hour of sunshine where everything's like beautiful and magical. Yes. And then she says in the shade of how he was feeling. So everything was how he was feeling.
Yes.
Everything else was shady other than that 1 hour of sunshine because of how he was feeling. And I just loved it. I just loved it. And then
Has Joe had any statements?
No. He's very private. He's a very private person.
That's good. Well, clearly.
Like you're an
actor.
actor.
Wonder how he's liking the black dog.
We'll probably hasn't been back. But then she talks about how she's fresh out the slammer, which is her relationship with Joe. Yeah. And talking about how she knows who her first call will be to, Maddie Healy. And then she says, camera flashes and welcome bashes. Yes. Get the mashes, toss the ashes off the ledge. Like, it's just so good.
It's like renewal.
Yes. Yeah. Like, I'm leaving this relationship. I'm going to go back to this comfortable thing, this person that I've been with. Yes. And, you know, cameras flashes, people are going to be talking about it. Welcome bashes. People hate that I'm with him. But I'm out of the slammer. Like, I feel so good because I'm not in this prison anymore. Yep. I just love it. Okay, now on to a really polarizing song.
Which one?
Florida.
Oh, yeah.
I hate it.
I do too. That is the one I skip. No, thank you, Florida.
I skip it too. Will you tell us what you think of Florence and the Machine? In this song specifically, not in anything else, but in this song.
I don't like the sound. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
One of my friends
like the way that it
thought
sounds.
that it sounded like Shakira. Florence and the Machine sounded like Shakira. And I listened to it again and it kind of does.
I think she's got to have some really good talent to be able to make it sound that way. So I don't want to like not appreciate her skill. I don't like hearing it though.
And in her other songs, like I love Florence and the Machine's songs. In her other songs, I will say she doesn't sound like that. Like I feel like
it seems so exaggerated.
Yeah, I don't love it.
Well, and it doesn't. I think the other thing is that it feels so different than what Taylor is sounding like that there's like not any sort of, it feels like you're getting like whiplash going from one sound to the next. It's like, whoa, that's jarring. That is, are you underwater? Are you okay?
Yeah.
And are you in a fish tank?
What's happening?
Yeah. And then the slamming after they scream Florida, it like almost sends me into a seizure. Like, yeah, Florida. I'm like, ah! So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, we'll get to it in our rankings, but I don't like it. So sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I know it's some people's favorites.
I do like the idea of it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I actually haven't even thought about the idea of it.
Oh.
I just don't like it.
I think it's of like an escape. Like, you know,
I don't like it.
Like they say, F me up, Florida. Like they're really trying to like find an escape. A place that is like takes them away from all their sorrows and just somewhere that they can just go.
Yeah.
Like I'm guessing I haven't done a deep dive because I don't care to listen to it. Or deep dive. But that's my collection.
It wouldn't be Florida for me.
Mm-mm.
I feel like it would be like in Italy or
Bali or I don't know.
Florida's an interesting choice.
Florida's amazing. You went to Destin. You
loved it. I loved Destin, but I wouldn't say, you know where I want to go.
And they actually said Destin.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. For a timeshare down in Destin.
Timeshare down in Destin. Yeah.
That's not even all the time. Just get your
I'll take a
timeshare.
Timeshare in Destin, no doubt. Okay.
Okay. Up. Guilty as sin? Question mark. I love this one.
I like it too. I want to hear what you think it's about.
I think it's about Maddie Healy.
Do you think it's about her like daydreaming about being with somebody else? Almost like cheating?
That's interesting. Yeah, because she says, I keep recalling things we never did.
Yes. And how
I long for our tryst.
Lyrics too. Yeah, long for our tryst.
Without ever touching his skin. How can I be guilty as sin?
Yeah.
I keep these longings locked in lowercase inside a vault. Someone told me there's no such thing as bad thoughts, only your actions talk. Yeah. I could see that.
Like to me.
Yeah, and then she says these fatal fantasies giving way to labored breath.
Yeah, what if
we've already done it in my head?
Yes, exactly. What if he's written mine on my upper thigh only in my mind?
Yeah.
Like it seems like daydreaming.
It almost seems like just level with me here.
Okay.
It almost seems like when you're in a bad relationship and you're wanting out, like she's to that point where she's like, oh, I need to leave this guy. Like it's just not working anymore. I'm not having fun, whatever. She's already kind of made that up in her mind that she's going to leave him. And she's thinking about the guy that she used to date.
Yeah. I know. This section, these fatal fantasies giving way to labored breath. Taking all of me. We've already done it in my head. If it's make-believe, why does it feel like a vow we'll both uphold somehow? Yeah, I think it's like daydreaming about.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm going to leave him and I'm going to go back to him because he was really fun and we had a really good time. Yeah. And I'm daydreaming about it and I can't wait.
Yeah. What if I roll the stone away? They're going to crucify me anyway? Yeah.
It's so
she's like, I might as well.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what it's about? I asked you, and then I literally...
I actually...
wait to tell you that I thought that.
No, I actually haven't heard that, and I think that's I do.
Yeah.
That's
what did you think it was before?
I thought about it as like, she was talking about Maddie, but she was kind of talking to like the fans and the media, like speculating that she was with him because she was never actually like photographed with him or anything like that. Like he came to a couple of her shows. She did that thing on stage where everyone thought she was talking to him, where she said, this song is about you, I love you. And then he did the same thing on stage for a song that was written about her. And so I saw it as like, oh, everyone's speculating that I'm with this guy. Like, how can I be guilty? No one's seen anything. Like, all of this is just in their heads. Like, you know, that's how I thought of it as, is like everybody's kind of losing their shit over something that hasn't even been proven.
Yeah, they're going to crucify me anyway.
Yeah. So I feel like she's kind of thinking of it as like, oh, we've already done all of these things. Like, might as well. How can I be guilty? You know, like that kind of thing. I like your theory better. That's good.
It's more spicy.
Yeah, I like that. Well, and I've been there, you know,
Yeah.
thinking about someone else.
Oops.
Who's afraid of little old me?
Standing ovation immediately.
You guys. And this performance on the Eras tour makes me inconsolable.
Yeah, no, literally.
When we watched it live for the first time, and she was doing the first song, But Daddy, I Love Him, lost my shit. I couldn't believe she was playing it. Yes. And then she kept going into songs that, like, I wanted to hear. Like, she did Down Bad, So High School, whatever.
We only got a blip.
So and we only got a little taste. And then she did Who's Afraid of Little Old Me? And I thought, oh my God, is this my birthday? Like, is this Christmas? Like, I didn't think she was going to play it. And then she goes and she plays it, and she does this amazing performance where she
unhinged.
Literally levitates from the stage, and she's roaming around. People are making jokes that she looks like a cat on a Roomba. Yeah, she does. But you know what? It's really powerful.
A cat on a Roomba. I never thought that.
But she's moving around the stage, and she's doing these like incredible. For the people who say Taylor Swift can't sing, please go listen to that live. Just do it, because I don't want to hear that she doesn't have range. Okay. Tired of it.
Also, try singing any of her songs.
Oh my God.
Without listening to it. Just go ahead and try.
Yeah.
There are few songs. Like the bops, yes. All the, like, you know.
We could all do a Shake It Off.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, the songs, especially on this album.
No.
How can I be guilty?
It's
like,
so
I can't
low.
hit that low.
Yeah, it's so low.
And how do you project such a low range?
Oh, and when
how can
she
you project
does
your voice like that?
That, they didn't do it to hurt me.
Oh, yeah.
They did.
Yes.
So iconic.
How can you scream sing? With
I need you to
sound
hear
like
it.
You're still singing. Like she's not just screaming.
I know.
Yeah, go ahead. Take a listen.
So Who's Afraid of Little Old Me? She starts off with the who's who of who's that. So I take that as like the who's who is like, you know, how people use that saying. It's like the who's who of of whatever. The who's who of the music industry.
Yeah,
like so so she's saying the who's who of who's that. Like who is like whatever, you know.
Yes.
But I love this one because she's basically talking about, I think she's talking about the music industry.
I do too.
You know.
And them like
basically just constantly ripping on her for her whole career.
Like when it says then we could all just laugh until I cry, and it's like, oh yeah, really funny for all of you who aren't being attacked.
Yeah. And right before that she says like, is it a wonder I broke? Let's hear one more joke. You know?
Yes.
It's like she's been constantly berated with these jokes that she's said time and time again she doesn't think it's funny. Like she says in another song, the jokes weren't funny. They're not funny.
I was tame, I was gentle till the circus life made me mean, which obviously the circus life is related to like music industry.
The music industry and everything that comes with that, and being a woman in the music industry. Especially.
Yes.
Yeah, and then she says, don't you worry, folks, we took out all her teeth.
Yes.
Which I think is so good. Like, just the imagery of that. Like,
yes. Like, don't worry, we broke her so hard that, like,
her.
you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's right where she needs to be, which is submissive and accepting of all that we are delivering.
Yeah. And then my favorite part of the whole song where she says, so tell me everything is not about me, but what if it is? Then say they didn't do it to hurt me, but what if they did? I want to snarl and show you just how disturbed this has made me. You wouldn't last an hour in the asylum where they raised me. Which I died and I went to heaven and I came back to do this podcast because what the hell?
I know.
Like, I just loved that so much. Like, that she's acknowledging, like, yeah, this broke me. I'm disturbed. Like, I'm not normal anymore because of all of this.
Yes.
you know?
Well, and it just keeps going. So all you kids can sneak into my house with all the cobwebs. So it's like, are you entertained yet?
Yeah.
Are you entertained? You're liking this, aren't you? Yeah, cool. And I'm always drunk on my own tears. Isn't that what they all said?
Yeah.
Which I love that line because
loved
all the Taylor haters, which I don't even know why you're a Taylor hater. Just be indifferent. There's no reason to be hating on somebody who's so great. But yeah, I'm always drunk on my own tears. Isn't that what they all said? Yeah. Everyone's like, oh my God, she's writing about another breakup.
She's always crying and sad and whining.
She needs to grow up.
Yeah.
I thought, you know what?
Needs to grow up.
I get why you think that. If you're just thinking about the fact that she's a big crybaby. Well, she's not.
She's not. Yeah.
That'll sue you if you step on my lawn. They are iconic lyrics.
Yeah, that'll sue you if you step on my lawn is so good because everybody's always talking about how Taylor Swift is sue happy and like comes after people and whatever.
Yeah, like she's a
for
snake.
The littlest things. It's like, no, she comes after people for the right reasons. And yeah, she's not one to be trifled with.
Yeah, you caged me and then you called me crazy. It's so good.
You caged me and then you called me crazy was so good.
I am what I am because you trained me.
Which is the truth.
Absolutely. Yeah. For everybody in any sort of high pressure.
Yes.
It's the drama of everything. Can you even imagine?
And this is what's so interesting to me about Taylor Swift. Anytime someone has a criticism about her, she does the opposite of what they're criticizing. So early on when they said, well, yeah, her album Fearless is good, but like she doesn't write her own songs. She wrote Speak Now. She wrote the entire album by herself because she said, well, if they don't think I write my own stuff, I'm going to write an entire album where I write the whole thing. And then they say, well, she's too country. Like she's not, whatever. So fine, I'm going to write a pop album. She writes 1989. Okay. Oh, well, she only writes about boys and whatever. And
also she's pop now.
Yeah, she's too
switching
pop.
Genres. That's so
she's switching
crazy.
too much. Like anything that they say, she counteracts against it, but then they just find another thing to say again. Like
she can't win.
About the stupid stuff. She can't win. And I just can't imagine how frustrating that is to just constantly be trying to do things that people won't criticize. And you can't.
I always think like, gosh, she's probably unfazed by it. Like she's so big and has achieved so much success. But when you watch her documentaries and how much it means to her of like when her album didn't win. Yeah. And she was in tears and she's like, I'll just make a better album. Yeah. Like she actually, it does matter to her.
It does matter to her. And she says in the documentary that like artists like her have built their whole foundation on getting people to like them, wanting people to like them, wanting people to clap for them, to cheer for them. And then when people don't do that, it's like your whole self-worth is shattered.
Yeah. Ugh. And honestly, probably like part of your identity because that takes a lot of time, effort, and like dedication to come up with a full album, especially like Reputation is
fantastic album.
Really good. Love it.
It's a fantastic album.
And very vulnerable. And so you think about like, gosh, all the emotional stuff that went into like putting that album out. And then, to have it's kind of like what we talked about in ours, like where my self-worth is really tied to achievement and productivity. And it doesn't matter what I've yielded, if it's amazing or not. It's like, well, if I haven't achieved something lately, then I feel really unworthy in all areas of life. And I can't imagine what that would feel like on such a large scale of having that many critics.
Yeah, that many critics and that many people that you want to like you that are never going to like you.
Yes.
Which is also why I think she made this album for herself because she calls out a lot of people and she just is kind of doing her own thing. Yep. Like, I really don't think she cared.
Seems very shameless. She's like, you know what? Yeah. Well, it's kind of like, who's afraid of little of me? Well, you should be. Yeah. It's like, just, you know what? I'm going to be doing my own thing now. So.
Totally. Yeah. Okay, next up, I Can Fix Him. No, really, I can. I like it. It's not, like, I don't gravitate towards it. Yeah. Like, I think it's catchy. But I don't really.
Yeah, it's not on. I agree.
I do like. Taylor does this a lot, and we'll see it again. But like she put at the end, I can fix him. No, really, I can. And then she says, "Whoa, maybe I can't." Where it goes from can to can't. She does it a lot in her songs, where she goes from like she does magic, and then she does the same line, but then she says tragic, and I love that because I feel like it keeps people thinking. But
it's almost like a trick.
Yeah. But so I like that part of it. I think it's about Maddie Healy, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't really gravitate towards it.
I don't either. I think it's really pretty. And
I
I
do
like,
too.
for some reason, the way she says no scratches my brain a little bit. Like it scratches an itch.
Oh, when she says, no, really? I can't.
No, really. The way she says it. No, really.
I love that.
Yeah.
It
I like
scratches an itch.
It does scratch an itch.
Okay, next up, LOML.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say, so LOML usually stands for love of my life or loss of my life. She doesn't make the distinction here. It is left to us to wonder what she's saying. I think it's loss of my life. I love this song so much. It is really heartbreaking. The whole song is really heartbreaking.
It is so, like, if you really just sit and listen to it, good luck.
And in the whole song, she never says that you were the love of my life. She always says, you said I was the love of your life, talking about whoever she's talking about. She never says you were the love of my life, which I think is really interesting.
Yeah, that is.
She's only talking about, like, you said I was the love of your life. My favorite part of this whole song is, okay, this is a whole set, but it's so good. It's, you shit-talked me under the table, talking rings and talking cradles. I wish I could unrecall how we almost had it all. Dancing phantoms on the terrace, are they secondhand embarrassed? You shit-talked me under the table. So like, shit-talking someone under the table, like, I think of that as, like, wasting my time. Like, you were talking to me constantly about all of this stuff, like talking rings and talking cradles, like marriage and babies and all of that. And then she says, I wish I could unrecall how we almost had it all. They almost had it all. They were together for 6 years. Like, I'm sure at some point she does. She thinks they were going to get married and have kids and have this whole happy life. And then dancing phantoms on the terrace, like the previous versions of themselves, like early on in their relationship. Are they secondhand embarrassed that I can't get out of bed because something counterfeits dead?
Yeah, that part gives me goosebumps.
Oh my God. So are the old versions of us secondhand embarrassed of what we are now?
Yeah,
That this wasn't actually real.
And it's not even that, it's counterfeit.
It's counterfeit.
I always thought that was interesting that she didn't just say that I can't get out of bed because something's counterfeit. No, that's something that is counterfeit is dead. It's incredible.
And then she says, it was legendary, it was momentary, it was unnecessary. Should have let it stay buried. Oh, what a valiant roar, what a bland goodbye. The coward claimed he was a lion. I'm combing through the braids of lies. I'll never leave. Never mind. Our field of dreams engulfed in fire. Your arsons match your somber eyes.
Ugh.
I love that because she says it was legendary, it was momentary, and then it was unnecessary.
Yes.
The whole thing she finds
Kristen.
unnecessary. Like all of the times that he was like potentially leading her on and like that he said he was going to be the love of her life. It was unnecessary. And then she says, oh, what a valiant roar, what a bland goodbye. I hate that because it just, I feel like it really signifies the ending of their relationship. Like it was a bland goodbye. It just like fizzled out. Like nothing dramatic happened. Nothing tragic happened. It was just
like
bland.
This isn't it. Yep.
And then she calls him a coward who claimed he was a lion. Love that. And then I'm combing through the braids of lies. And then she quotes him and says, I'll never leave. Quote.
Yeah.
And then quote, never mind. Quote. Those were lies. He said, I'll never leave. And then never mind. And then our field of dreams engulfed in fire. And then she says he has the arsons match. He burned their field of dreams down.
Yep.
Wow.
And I'll still see it until I die. Like, wow.
And then at the end, you're the loss of my life. So
that one's deep.
Oh, that one is one of her saddest, I think. Like, and I am choosing to interpret it as she means it as loss of my life, not love of my life, you know?
Otherwise, wouldn't she have just spelled it out?
Yeah. Well, I think that's what's cool about Taylor Swift. Like, she's not going to spell it out because you're going to have to figure it out. You can interpret it however you want. Love of my life or loss of my life.
Yeah.
He was a love of her life. Yeah. You know? So. Okay, I can do it with a broken heart.
Love. I'm
obsessed with this one even more after it came out in Eras because she does an amazing performance of it. This whole song is about the Eras tour.
Yes.
And how it started and then her relationship crumpled. It ended. And she still had to go on with the show.
Yes.
And she did go on with the show.
Oh, yeah. It's just so good. And there's some very direct references, like at the beginning. There in her glittering prime, the lights refract sequin stars off her silhouette every night.
Mm-hmm. So good. It's such a visual. Like,
it is
you
such a
can
visual.
literally picture that.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And you know what? I think this was a gift to the mental health community.
Yeah.
For people who, like, you just have to get your shit together and go on about your day. And nope, no one needs to even know. No one's probably going to know. They just think you're having a great time.
I saw some heinous man, who I'm not even going to name, do a YouTube video about reviewing the Taylor Swift album. And he was talking about this song. And he was like, people have real problems, Taylor. People are going through real things. Like, I'm sorry, you have to go out and perform on stage and then get on your private jet and go to the next show. Like, people have real problems.
If I hear another person talk about her private jet in a way that somehow demotes her.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
First of all, okay, why don't you put Taylor Swift on your commercial flight and see how that goes?
Yeah. You'd be real pissed if she was holding up TSA.
And then also you don't board on time.
Yeah.
And no, come on.
It's a safety issue. Are you kidding me?
It's not feasible.
It's not feasible.
Imagine her walking around the Salt Lake City airport.
No. You know who you should really be worried about is the millionaires and billionaires who no one even knows they exist, but they fly private because they're annoying and can't fly commercial for some unknown reason because they're rich and don't have the time. Like, no. Come on. If you're really worried about the jet fuel and whatever, go after them.
Yeah.
But no, you're just on your high horse and want to complain about Taylor Swift. Like, stop. Be so for real.
It's so embarrassing.
Yeah, okay. But then he said that, and I thought, you know what? That is a horrible take because she is an artist, and the amazing thing about her music is that you can have this song and interpret it in any way that you want. It's actually, it is a gift to the mental health community. And we have people who really relate to this song who are struggling.
Yes.
And they're like, oh my God, I feel seen right now.
Yes.
By this song. And like, yeah, there are people going through worse shit.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I always say, you drown in the bathtub, you drown in the ocean, you still drown. Everybody wants to be all pro mental health, pro, until Taylor Swift writes a song like this and they're like, oh my God, she needs to suck it up.
Oh my God, yeah, your life is not hard.
She needs to get it together.
And you know what? She'll be the first person to tell you. Yeah. It's kind of like the boat. Oh my God. Kind of like the boat situation where I said like, no, like, no, I'm not really all that sad about it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I don't have moments in my life that are difficult just because I am blessed in other ways.
Of course.
That doesn't mean that things can't be difficult.
And that doesn't mean that you can't be like, oh, that was really hard and that was kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
You know?
Like it can still suck.
Yeah.
And she's on a much larger scale that none of us will really understand.
Oh, totally.
So acting like fame and fortune solves all life's problem and you can't be sad anymore is really, I think, tone deaf.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I agree. I think it's... Oh, breaking news. Taylor Swift is collaborating on the Gracie Abrams album for her track 5. It's called Us, featuring Taylor Swift. Oh my God, on June 21st.
Wow.
I can't wait. Breaking news.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, guys. I just got the post notification. Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's one of those things where people are always like, you know, they want to be like, no, pro mental health, everybody, it's so valuable, and we don't know what other people are going through, and then it's like, oh God, well, she's annoying and she's rich
and she's a private jet,
and she doesn't have the right to be sad about anything in her whole life. I'm sorry, no, her 6-year relationship just ended.
Yeah, and give it up, you guys. Money does not solve
mental
health problems.
No.
In fact, I would venture to say it causes a lot of mental health problems.
I would
Mo
agree.
money, mo problems. Okay.
Yeah, and she
so crazy.
Continued on with this show. She totally, well within her right, could have said, "I need a mental health day, like a moment.
A moment.
I need a moment." She never canceled a show. Never, not once.
There in the pouring frickin' rain.
Yep. Yeah. So this song is fun because she has the sound of her in-ears, which is what she hears during the show, and it says 1, 2, 3, 4, which is kind of fun that you get to hear clever. What she's hearing. Yeah. And then she says, I'm so depressed I act like it's my birthday every day. And I love this part where she says, I'm so obsessed with him, but he avoids me like the plague. That's so relatable. That's so relatable. Like, I'm so obsessed with him, but he avoids me. Like, what?
It's a really funny song. I'm so depressed I act like it's my birthday. And
I know.
The tone of it is so upbeat. Like, I'd say it's the bop of the album. And
the lyrics are so sad.
So yeah, it's like, what a play.
Like, yeah, no, literally. And her performance of it on the Eras Tour is incredible. It's incredible.
It's a must-see.
Yeah, you gotta go watch it. If you need me to send it to you, let me know. Okay, The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived.
Amazing.
I loved it.
Goosebumps every time.
Goosebumps every time. My favorite part is the end where she really builds up to it, and she says that you deserve prison, but you won't get time. Mm-hmm. Love that part. And then where she says, were you writing a book? Were you a sleeper cell spy? In 50 years, will all this be declassified and you'll confess why you did it? A sleeper cell spy? I had to Google what this was. I didn't know what it was. Do you know what it is?
No.
A sleeper cell spy is basically a spy. They're a real occupation. They're a spy who goes about their life and just like usually integrates in someone else's life, whatever, goes about their life. They have a keyword that if they hear the word, they go back into like their spy life, and they leave your life, and they, you know, whatever. Mm-hmm. So like if I was a sleeper cell spy and my keyword was Taylor, if someone said Taylor to me, I would go, oh, and then I'd be awakened and I'm a spy again, and like whatever, like
living this like.
So she's saying like, did I say something? Like, was there a word that I said to make you like up and leave my life? Oh, you know,
dang,
yeah, so crazy. I didn't know what that was. Yeah, well, so love that one.
I thought I would have Googled it, but I didn't. I thought, no, I'll let that to have whatever meaning. Spy, that's terrible.
That's spy. Yeah, and she performs that one on the Eras tour, and it's so good. It's like a military war theme, and she's so like waving the white flag in the back, and
she's getting shot.
The theatrics are amazing. The Alchemy,
love it.
Love it.
I don't really listen to it that much.
I don't really listen to it either. It's about Travis.
Yeah.
She sang it last night for him. Adorable. Clara Bow.
Yeah, same.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I think
Wasn't
the
that one of your
is
favorites
cool.
like at the beginning?
It might have been.
Well, you had a list of like 12, so it's basically half the album.
It's basically every song.
But it was on there.
I think the premise is really cool, like talking about how Clara Bow was the it girl. She literally coined the term it girl.
Yes.
And then Taylor goes to Stevie Nicks, who also, you know, had her moment of being like the it girl. Mm-hmm. And then now she says, you look like Taylor Swift.
Yes.
But then she says, you've got edge she never had.
Yes.
So it's talking about how like the next person will always like have something different that like, yeah, people are excited about, that like, oh, Taylor Swift never had that. Oh, Stevie Nicks never had that, you know?
Yep.
That kind of thing. I think that's interesting.
I do too.
Okay. We are now on the, are we now on the anthology? Yeah, we are now on the anthology. So this is the part that was released after. So the first song is The Black Dog.
Which I also find very funny.
I love
The Black Dog is a bar, Joe's favorite bar.
Yep, Joe's favorite bar in London.
And now there's a drink there named after her. Haley told me this.
And there's a burger.
Oh, and a burger. Jeff and I were laughing about it. I'm like, can you imagine?
They're eating it up. The Black Dog is fully marketing themselves to Swifties, which is hilarious. Like, just imagine like blowing up your ex-boyfriend's favorite spot, and like now it's all about you. It's like so petty and iconic.
And what do you do with that? Just stop going?
Yeah, you just stop going, I guess. No, I love this one because of like the build up for the Old Habits Die Screaming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is good.
Love, love, love. Yeah, and I love this one also because she just kind of talks about like how is it possible that you don't miss me? Mm-hmm. You know, like it's 6 years and you don't miss me, like when you're doing like the most mundane stuff. In the beginning she talks about how he forgot to turn his location off.
Yes.
And so, you know, I'm sure out of habit you just like check their location, and she sees that he's going to the bar and probably thinking like, oh my god, are you with a girl? Like, what's going on, you know?
Yes. Oh yeah.
All I do like that part
feelings. When she doesn't even know the song.
Yeah, she's too young. Yeah, and this is the song where at the end she says, instead of magic fabric, it's now tragic fabric. So sad.
So sad, yeah.
Yeah, and she also says, even if I die screaming, and I hope you hear it.
Mm-hmm. It is a cool song. I like how she sings it.
I love it. I'm gonna get you back. All one word.
I love this one.
I do too. I think it's cute. It's catchy.
It's cute, and the like double meaning is really cool.
Yeah, I love the part where she's like, I can feel it coming, humming, in the way you move.
Yes.
Love.
Yes, yeah.
Hit the reset button. Love.
Yes, love.
Okay, wait, what do you mean double meaning?
That I'm going to get you back. Like, either I'm going to like seek revenge on you, or I'm going to like, you're going to be back in my life.
I'm going to marry you.
It's so good.
The albatross.
Okay, don't know much about this one. Didn't you do a deep dive on it?
Yeah, I did a little deep dive on it. I'm still a little confused. So the albatross is basically a big, giant white bird. And
yeah, I know. I watched a documentary with them, so then it really confused me. I'm like, huh?
Yeah. So
what do I not know about the albatross?
The albatross is a bird that is so large, it can fly for up to a year at a time without landing. Well, did you learn that in your documentary?
Yeah, I did, actually. Yeah, and they go like seeking food where their baby stands on the beach waiting forever.
Okay, I was going to relate that to Taylor Swift.
just to like go for plastic in the oceans, let's not do it.
Yeah, please.
They'll go get food for their baby.
Yeah.
And bring it back and feed them plastic and kill their baby on accident. So I know that's a big downer, but like you guys, recycle and stop using plastic. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I agree.
The albatross.
We can't be. Also, stop using styrofoam.
Stop.
In the year of our Lord.
Chick-fil-A, we're looking at you.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A is a hot mess. Stop using styrofoam. And also antibiotics in your chicken. Okay. So the albatross, she is basically the albatross in the song. Okay. She is the bird that can fly for a year without landing. But basically, like, I guess an old tale that was told was like the albatross is bad luck. And if you are with the albatross, it brings bad luck and negativity. But actually, the albatross is good luck. So she's saying, I'm the albatross. If you treat me nicely, like, you'll have good luck. But if you're shit to me, you're going to have bad luck. The sky will rain fire on you. That's what she says in the song.
I'm the life you chose. And all this terrible danger.
She's the albatross. She's here to destroy you.
It's a really pretty song.
It is really pretty.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
So, yeah, and then she says, the devil that you know now looks more like an angel. I'm the life you chose and all this terrible danger. So it's an interesting song. I need to like get more into it, but I feel like with the anthology, there are some songs that I really like latched onto and some that I still are just like are passing me by.
Yeah, same. Quite a few of them, actually.
Yeah. Chloe or Sam or Sophia or Marcus. It's a long one.
Yeah. My favorite is the first two lines.
Oh, okay.
Your hologram stumbled into my apartment. She could have just said, I was thinking of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, she is a poet.
Yeah.
That's so clever.
Hands
in the hair of somebody in darkness. Yeah, your hologram stumbled into my apartment. It's just so good. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
Instead of, I was thinking of you. It's just, right?
Yeah.
Wild.
Well, and this one, like, this one has like an addiction undertone. Like where she says, you needed me, but you needed drugs more, and I couldn't watch it happen.
The other thing I thought about your hologram stumbled into my apartment, back to the first thing, was that instead of it's like a thought of someone, that it's the reality of someone who she doesn't, is like not themselves.
Like a shell.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's someone who's on drugs.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like someone you don't really recognize or you thought you did, but they're not themselves. I don't know.
My favorite part of the song is, if you want to break my cold, cold heart, just say I loved you the way that you were.
Yeah, ouch.
And if you want to tear my world apart, just say you've always wondered. It's so sad. Yeah.
You needed me, but you needed drugs more, and I couldn't watch it happen.
Yeah. This one,
another
I think,
mental health gift, I'd say.
Yeah. This one, I think, is about Maddie Healy. She also references phantoms again. Can we watch our phantoms like watching wild horses? Cooler in theory, but not if you force it. Yeah.
And then, will I always wonder at the end? Yeah.
Yeah. And then she says, if you want to break my cold, cold heart, say you loved me. And then she says, if you want to tear my world apart, say you'll always wonder, because I wonder. Will I always wonder? That's another, like, back to Fortnite, like, wondering. Like, what could have been, like, if I stuck it out, if I helped them through their addiction, like, would it have worked out? And you'll never know.
Good. Yeah, you won't.
How did it end? This one is
Let me see.
Absolutely one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah.
It
oh, my gosh. Yes.
Gut-wrenching.
It is. It is.
And it starts out with, we hereby conduct this postmortem, which a postmortem is an autopsy.
Yes.
So in the song, How Did It End? She's conducting an autopsy on this relationship that's over. And she says, he was a hothouse flower to my outdoorsman.
Yes. The amount of...
Which a hothouse flower can only be grown inside.
It's incredible.
And she's an outdoorsman. She's meant to roam and to be free like a wildflower, and he's a hot house flower. He's an introvert. He can only be inside. That's where he thrives. Mm-hmm. And then our maladies were such we could not cure them. Malady is a disease. Like, they couldn't cure what was ailing them. Mm-hmm. And then a touch that was my birthright became foreign.
So good.
Yeah.
I like the part that like ties back in the postmortem, like kind of the morbidity of the background of the music, where she says how the death rattle breathing silenced as the soul was leaving, the deflation of our dreaming leaving me bereft and reeling. My beloved goes to me sitting in a tree, dying. It's like a play on this morbidity and then the like play on love of like kissing.
Yeah.
Like, huh? This is so genius.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yes. Yeah, I love when she's like, come one, come all, it's happening again. The empathetic hunger descends. We'll tell no one except all of our friends. We must know, how did it end? So she's like talking about how everybody's talking about
clamoring.
the relationship, and it's empathetic hunger. People are hungry for what the story is, but they're like, oh, what happened? Is everything okay? You know, but they really just want the story.
Yes.
Yeah, and then she says, we learned the right steps to different dances. Like, they just weren't on the same page. And talking about how, like, people are always talking about it and calling their cousins. They're gasping. Like, it's so good. And then she kind of says at the end, like, I don't understand how it ended.
Yeah, she says, I still don't know.
Yeah.
How did it end? Yeah.
Because it didn't make sense. Oh, I love that one. So high school.
Yes. I love this one. Very playful.
I think it's cute. Yeah. I like that she performs it at the Eras Tour because it's kind of, it brings a little bit of lightness to the set.
Yeah, it does. It's really fun. And she does the what is it called? Surf swag?
Swag surf.
Swag surf.
Yeah. Swagging. Surfing.
It was really good. I liked it.
I hate it here. I'm not super familiar with this one. I'm going to be honest.
Let me see. I almost have to play it, actually.
I know.
Hold on, I'm going to play it.
Okay.
Let me skip ahead. So I will go to secret gardens in my mind. We act like we don't know it.
I know.
I don't know. I don't have anything to say about it.
I don't have anything to say about it. I think it's cute. Like, I'm not gravitating towards it right now, but that could always change.
Yep. That seems like the next song we probably need to study.
Yeah, totally. Thank you, Amy.
Love.
We love Thank You, Amy.
I think it is an anthem against Mean Girls, and
totally.
I'm here for it.
Yep. Yeah, I love that she capitalized KIM.
Yeah, so good. Hold on, this beginning part.
I love it.
Yeah, it's good.
I love it because obviously it's about her and the beef with Kim and Kanye, but I love that she puts it on a small scale. Like, we're in our hometown, there's a statue of you, we're at school, like, she doesn't reference anything big. Like, she talks about, like, the paper, like how you're talking about me in, like, the local paper. I just love that she puts it, Kim,
makes
on such
everything
a small
so
scale.
petty.
Yeah.
Which I think is how most of us feel when we've been addressed by a mean girl in some way, shape, or form. Or anyone really who's trying to tear us down, male or female. That you're like, okay, this is wild. That you're like stooping down to this level. And this is what you're doing with your time. This is so crazy that you think that this is so big and important and whatever, when you're really just like wasting your time.
Yeah, you're really just like being the worst. Yeah, and she says that she'd laugh at every baby step I'd take. And it was always the same, searing pain. But I prayed one day that I could say, all the time you were throwing punches, I was building something. I love it.
It's huge. It's such a good song.
It's such a good song. Yeah. And
I built a legacy that you can't undo. And so it starts with like, F you.
Yep.
Like, you were being so rude with thank you. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be here.
Right. Like, yeah, she's acknowledging that. And then she's also saying, fuck you.
Yeah.
But then at the end, she says, thank you, Amy. Yeah. Yes. I love that part. And I love when she says, your kid's going to come home singing a song that only us two is going to know is about you. I love
one
that.
of my yeah, that's a big burn.
It is a big burn.
One of my favorites too is and our town. It looks so small from way up here because our town obviously is not like literally the town.
Yeah,
it's about like all of that.
Yeah,
that whole situation, whatever
Tiny.
happened, like it's like so insignificant, it's irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that she made Kim irrelevant in the whole story.
Yeah.
Which
Which going back to our mental health episode that we did, that was like one of the things I've been working on the last like year and a half is like stop trying to make everything good or bad, and some things are just irrelevant and don't need to take up any of your energy.
Yep.
And I feel like that is also kind of what this song is about. Like, you know, like you go from anger and then you go from like, no, this is good, but also like, you know what?
Yeah.
It's like so insignificant.
Which has always been what Taylor has said. She always has said, you don't need to forgive or forget to move on.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to have any of that happen.
Mm-hmm.
You can move on without any of that happening.
Yes.
You make it indifferent. Yeah.
Yeah. And which is so funny because I feel like society is so big on like forgiveness, and forgiveness is not
don't
for the
carry
other
it in
person,
your
it's
heart.
for you, and do it to move on. And I've always been like, huh? Because when I forgive
wanna
somebody, it's
forgive.
very genuine.
Yeah.
And it's like, actually, you made a mistake and I'm not going to hold it against you. It doesn't affect the way I think about you. I'm like, no, there are plenty of people who've done things to me that I'm like, yeah, no, you don't. I'm not going to keep you in my life. And certainly I don't need to forgive you. What do you mean forgive you?
No, you're the worst.
Like I'm moving on.
I'm moving on. You're
Actual
not in
worst.
my life anymore. You are insignificant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love it.
I look in people's windows.
I think it's fun. I don't really know that I've taken a deep dive in this one either.
I really like it. I like the premise of it is like she's wondering like if you saw me again outside your window, like what would happen? Like
it is
if you
cute
just
when
saw
it
me
says
one more
that. It's kind
time.
of weird.
Yeah.
What if your eyes looked up and met mine one more time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of cute.
Yeah. I love it. I think it's really cute. The prophecy.
I've been loving this one.
Yeah.
Just the actual like
it's really
music
cute.
of it. It's so good.
It's a sad one.
When she says, but I looked to the sky and said, please, I've been on my knees, change the prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want money, just someone who wants my company.
Mm-hmm.
Let it once be me.
Mm-hmm.
Who do I have to speak to about what they can redo? The prophecy, which I think this is another song that a lot of people can relate to when you're just like, oh my gosh, you're feeling down on your luck, or you're feeling like it's never you, or
Yep.
always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Yes. Yeah.
Is that what it speaks to you?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. I think the whole song is really interesting. Like, I feel like you get a glimpse into her actual mindset of how she feels like just, I just want someone who wants to be around me. Like, I don't need all of this glitz and glam. Like, she's been through a lot. Yeah, I really like that one.
I do too.
Cassandra. I love this one.
I do too. It's fun.
This one is also about the Kim and Kanye beef. And then I was doing some research, and Cassandra was actually a person in Greek mythology. And she was given a gift by Apollo to predict things that were going to happen. And she was always right. She was always right about everything. And she was given that gift. But then Apollo wanted to like date her. I guess is what you call it back in the day.
Yeah.
He wanted to be with her. Yeah. And she was like, no, I don't want to be with you. So then he said, well, I am going to change your gift. You can predict everything and you're always right, but no one believes you. And so she's basically playing off of that. Like, she's Cassandra. Like, no one believed her. And they killed her and they crucified her because everybody thought she was lying. And then when the truth came out, everything was quiet. Like, no one was saying,
no one was
like,
subscribed to
oh
that
my
narrative.
God, you were right.
Yeah.
You know, no one acknowledged it. And so she's just kind of talking about that and how...
Yeah, so they filled
People
my
were
cell with
so
snakes.
easy.
I regret to say, do you believe me now?
Which I saw a girl talking about filling your cell with snakes is not actually like a prison cell of snakes. It's filling your cell phone with snakes.
Oh.
Because back when all of that was happening, everybody was flooding her with snake emojis because everybody said she was a snake and she was wicked and nasty.
Ew. Yeah.
And so she was like, she doesn't mean filling a prison cell. She means everyone was filling my cell phone with snakes. Like, I was inundated with snakes.
Wow.
Isn't that fun?
That's also sad.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that one.
I do too. It's cool.
I like that she subtly put it in there about them again.
Me too.
Peter.
It's pretty.
I love Peter.
Mm-hmm.
Peter, she's talking about Peter Pan, and she's Wendy.
It's really cute.
It's really cute. She is talking about how a love left her because they were going to grow up and mature and get better, and then they were going to come back when they had learned and grown and all of those things, and they never came back.
Yeah, my favorite lyrics from this one: words from the mouths of babes, promises oceans deep, but never to keep, never to keep. Yeah.
Oh, I love that one.
Mm-hmm.
I like, I'd hoped you return with your feet on the ground. Tell me all that you'd learned, 'cause love's never lost when perspective is earned.
Wow.
I love that, because she's saying, like, we wouldn't have lost any time. We could have picked right back up where we left off if you had come back and had new perspective. Like, we would have just been in love. Like, I wouldn't have worried about all the years you were gone.
Yeah. The shelf life of those fantasies has expired. It's so good.
So good. The Bolter.
The Bolter. I'm trying to remember.
You told me you liked this one. By all accounts, she almost drowned.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do like this one.
They nicknamed her the Bolter. It's
Yes,
not
I
my
do like this
favorite,
one.
but...
Oh, yeah. All her, and then the clean version. Many lives
Yeah.
flash before her eyes. Yeah, the part. What I do like about it is, like, the music.
Yeah, it's good.
Not necessarily, like, I haven't done a deep dive into the lyrics and everything, but...
Yeah, I like it. It's not one of my faves, but...
Same.
Robin. I'm going to be honest. I have listened to Robin the whole way through, like, maybe twice. It's not my favorite. Robin is Aaron Dessner, who is one of Taylor's producers. Robin is his son.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's who the song is about, but I'm going to be honest, I haven't listened to it very much.
I haven't listened to it very much, but I do. I think it's really pretty.
It's really pretty.
I like her using the word tiger. It's cute. It's like,
way to go,
tiger. Yeah. Higher and higher.
Oh, sorry. My foot is asleep. Okay, the manuscript.
What do you have to say about it? Because I don't have much.
I love it.
Oh, really?
I love it.
I have to scroll almost to remember. It's like the end of the anthology. I'm like, hold on.
Oh, I know.
Have I not made it this far
so
many
long.
times?
No, I love it because in the beginning she talks about how she was dating an older guy, which she's dated a couple older guys, and talking about how they compared their licenses. And he said, I'm not a donor, but I'd give you my heart if you needed it. And then he said that if the sex was half as good as the conversation, soon they'd be pushing strollers, but soon it was over.
Yes.
And then she says, in the age of him, she wished she was 30 and made coffee every morning in a French press. Afterwards, she only ate kids' cereal and couldn't sleep unless it was in a mother's bed.
Yes.
Which is so sad.
Yeah, I know.
Because if you think about it, like her dating an older guy, she wished she was older. And then after he left her, she was like a child. Like,
yeah. And of course, there's a lot of like hidden meaning, representation of like how young and like childish her little heart was, you know, and trying to do big things. And yeah. Then she dated boys who were her own age with dartboards on the backs of their doors. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, and she talks about how he said she was so wise beyond her years, everything had been above board, but she wasn't sure. So she's just kind of like going back on her life and thinking about that. And I think it has to do a lot with like the like All Too Well and all of that stuff. Like she talks about the actors but then she says at the end, now and then I reread the manuscript, but the story isn't mine anymore. And that's another reason why I feel like this album is about her, because she's getting this off her chest. Like I feel like this Tortured Poets era is actually going to be pretty short. Because I think she just needed to get this out and like be done with it,
say that.
Close it, move on, and get back to being happy and moving on with her life.
Didn't she say something like that? She needed this album or something?
Yeah, maybe she did.
At some point. She's like, when she was announcing it.
Yeah,
something
she
like
might
that.
have said something like that. But she's been working on this since Midnights.
Wow.
She said that she submitted Midnights and immediately started working on Tortured Poets.
Wow.
So this has been 2+ years in the making.
While you're planning a world tour.
Isn't that crazy? Like, I just can't imagine writing songs like, How Did It End? And then, like, going on tour. I don't know.
And then
anyway.
like, check it out.
No, literally. Okay, what is your top 5?
Okay, yeah, I'll go first. Top 5. In no specific order, because how could I?
Oh my god, okay, I didn't know we were going to order.
Oh,
okay.
do you have a top?
Things. No, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, The Smallest Man.
Love.
Thank You, Amy.
Love.
I Can Do It With a Broken Heart.
Okay.
Who's Afraid of Little Old Me,
Okay.
and But Daddy, I Love Him.
Okay.
That's why I loved so much what she played in.
Oh, I know. It felt like she just kept saying, "Here you go, Haley and Tracy.
Yeah. Here's another one of your faves. You got
Here's
it.
another fave."
We're
Okay.
so upset we weren't there.
Mine is really similar to you.
Okay.
Who's Afraid of Little Old Me?
Okay.
The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived.
Mm-hmm.
How Did It End? But Daddy, I Love Him.
Mm-hmm.
And Loss of My Life.
So we had 3 of the same.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But honestly, I could do a top 10. Like, easy.
Easy. And honestly, the top 5 kind of changes day to day, to be honest. But
no, yeah, it
I'd
does.
say the solid Who's Afraid of Little Old Me,
Yeah.
like that is just, and thank you, Amy, for me.
Yeah, I'd say Who's Afraid of Little Old Me is a solid, and The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived is a solid for me.
Yeah.
Just at the end where she's like, "Boy, you're writing a book."
Yes.
And
my
then
gosh.
seeing that
It's
live,
so
holy
powerful.
shit. It is so ragey.
Yes.
And I love it.
That's why it's hard to even understand how at first we were like,
Yeah.
it was kind of a flop on it. And I said specifically, I
Yeah.
wanted something more charged. And I'm like, yeah. It wasn't charged.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like she has so much emotion behind it.
The live version, even more so. Like, she's just like,
When she says good riddance.
oh,
My God.
incredible. Yeah, because it wasn't sexy once it wasn't forbidden. We've all been there. Yeah,
We've all
that's
been
why
there.
it's Female Rage the Musical, because it's every feeling and emotion like that I think especially women and girls have. And that's why I get really frustrated when people talk about Taylor Swift negatively, talking about, like, in a negative way, talking about how she talks about too many emotions and too many feelings and men and whatever. And it's like, well, that's actually the universal experience of women. Like, that's what she's writing about. And I just think it's like a huge slap in the face to be like, oh my God, it's like no substance and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay,
get
well,
over it.
millions of people are relating to these
Yeah.
emotions. Like, I don't know. I just think, I don't know. It's really hard for me to understand people who don't support Taylor Swift, because to me, it's just one of those things that's universal, and like it's so many universal experiences. And it actually like kind of hurts my feelings when people shit talk on her, because it's like, well, like that is
That's me.
that's me. She's writing about things that I like and things that I'm into. And if you think that's stupid, like, I don't know.
Yeah, do you
like,
think
where
what
do
I
we
believe in it?
Yeah, do you think I'm stupid? Do you think what I have to say is stupid? And I don't know. I can't get down with it. And she doesn't just write about her boyfriends, and she's not just writing for 13-year-old girls, but even if she was, who cares?
I know. Oh,
Who cares if she's just writing for 13-year-old girls? She's not. You're 34, I'm 26. Like,
yeah.
and we resonate with her albums. Like,
Yep.
it's time. We got to drop that narrative. We have
Please,
to.
please.
And there's nothing wrong
And you don't
with
even have to
writing to
subscribe to all of it.
13-year-old girls.
Be indifferent at best.
Yeah.
Or at worst, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I want to do the our least fave. We'll just say it together.
Yeah. Wait.
On the count of
I have
3.
to really think. Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
1, 2,
2,
3.
Florida. I thought it might be the same.
I don't like Florida. There are a couple other ones that I'm like, but Florida is, I do
Florida's
not
the
like.
only one I skip.
Yeah, Florida's the only
Like
one I
the
skip.
one that we were like, oh, I don't know. And when we played it, we both could sing it. Like I still listen to a lot
Yeah.
of the songs that I don't even like fangirl over or whatever,
Yeah.
but not Florida.
Not
I won't
Florida.
be.
No.
Oh my gosh, the second it comes on, I'm like, next, please.
Yeah.
I hate to
We
even
have to
say
move
that,
on.
but
No, and that makes us true impartial fans.
Yes.
That we can say that we have one that we don't like.
yes,
Because
at all. Like I
we're
don't
not
want
just
it in my ears.
blindly listening, okay? We actually don't like it. And I think Taylor would respect that as an artist. She
She'd
would
say,
say, yeah,
"That's
it's not for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Great.
Yeah. This
And she'll say, at least it's the one. It wasn't just me.
we mainly didn't like it because of Florence.
There, we said it.
Fine.
But it's also the drumming on trash cans after you
Yeah, I
scream
don't like
Florida
it.
in my ear. It's a lot.
Florida.
I feel like I'm getting
don't
verbally
like it.
abused or something
Yeah.
in that moment. I'm like, whoa.
I feel like in the Black Dog where she does Old Habits Die Screaming and it builds up.
Yes.
That's what I
That's-
wanted from the Florida drums.
That's the scratch.
You know,
Yeah.
that's the scratch. Yeah.
I do too, because it is loud and kind of crazy, and there's like the bass hitting when she's
Yeah.
like screaming. But yeah, but Florida hits different.
Yeah. I think
like
it's because
noise.
it's like, yeah, it's like a build up versus like bang, bang, bang.
And it keeps happening as they keep trying to go on. I'm like, stop.
It keeps
Who is
happening.
making all this
Yeah.
racket?
Yeah. I think all in all, we love Tortured Poets Department and the anthology. We love Taylor Swift. I can't wait to see what she does next. It's
amen.
probably going to be Reputation, Taylor's version. I'm so excited.
Which I am not ready for, but I am beyond ready for.
There is.
That's my favorite album.
Yeah.
It might be tied with the new one.
Yeah. The new album is
Too
really
soon to
up there
say.
for me. What's your least favorite album? Do you know? Do you have one?
No, I don't. I've never really thought about that.
No. Mine's Midnight's.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Midnight.
I know.
It's
And
definitely not that.
it's funny, like a lot of people got into Taylor Swift because of Midnight's. Like I feel like that's where a lot of people's
I agree.
coming
yeah.
around to her happened. Because it was so different.
I don't know if I could say.
I also think it's interesting, like everyone's critique of Midnight's was that it was too scattered and wasn't cohesive. And now this one they're saying is too cohesive and too similar. Like, oh my God, pick a fucking lane.
Please.
Like I just can't. I
know.
I would love to live in an alternate universe where Taylor Swift was a man and just see how it changes. Just see. If there's
Just
any,
curious.
if there's any
I don't really have any thought on what that would be.
changes.
Yeah. Mhm.
I know for me, this is part of my female rage. I think a lot of the criticism that she gets is because she's a woman. There, I said it.
Yeah,
And I'll die on that hill.
I'll die on that hill, and to add to the hill,
Yeah, please.
that a lot of that criticism comes from women on women.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I am so sick of that.
I'm so
Where-
sick of that.
Ugh, so sick of it.
And I'm like, why are you doing that?
Yes, the power of women. If we would stop doing that,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, we're just getting in our own way. Come on.
We have to cut that out. And for those people who are like, I hate Taylor Swift, I want you to really reflect on why. Really reflect. And I don't want to hear that it's because she only writes about men. Because you haven't listened to enough. then.
Yes.
Because some of her like most powerful songs to me are not about men.
Yes.
You know? Like
yes.
I just can't. Like, oh, she only writes about men. All right, well, what are
And
male artists
specifically
writing about?
breakups. I'm like,
Male artists are writing about women and breakups. And if you're Morgan Wallen, alcoholism. Like, please. Like, if you hate her because of something else, please let me know. I would love to know. If it's not music related, let me know.
people tell us their opinion of her a lot because they know we love her. And I will tell you, it's always the same thing.
Yeah.
Except somebody once said that she didn't have a good voice, which I'm not even going to, that was irrelevant. That's just.
Yeah, if you
haven't
don't think
listened
she
to
has
her.
a good voice, go listen to the live performance of Who's Afraid of Little Old Me.
Or of any of them, All Too Well, or
Oh,
any
All
of her
Too Well,
acoustic
10-minute
sets where
version.
she is very raw singing. Come on.
Her acoustic sets are so good. Yeah, people
There's
say
no
she doesn't
denying
have range. All right, well,
Well, I definitely don't.
what range does Morgan Wallen have? I don't know. I love Morgan Wallen. He's got catchy songs, but like
Yeah.
no one's throwing him the type of criticism that she gets on every single thing she does.
After he gets arrested throwing a chair and...
Oh, and yesterday's news. No one's talking about it. He hasn't had any repercussions.
Oh, heavens,
He's out of
no.
jail. He's still performing. He just had a major song come out with Post Malone.
Which, we love it. But
We love
listen
it.
up.
It's very catchy.
No, I don't see the same shade being thrown. So
I
there
don't
you go.
see it either. She does one tiny little thing and everybody loses their pants.
No, literally.
No, literally. Yeah. So that's my female rage to end this episode. I will rage about that all day long
All day long.
because I just think it's gross. And when she gets compared to the Beatles, I'm like, well, she's outselling the Beatles. I said that to someone. I was like, she's outselling the Beatles. And they were like, well, she's pandering to 13-year-olds. Who are the Beatles pandering to? Let's look at the photos. They're all girls. Okay. I don't know why we're rewriting history. Like, it's all girls. When they came to America, the British invasion, it was girls. And women and girls sell records. Like, I don't know why we have to shit on people who sell things to women and girls.
I know. Yeah, what's
Why?
the problem
I'm
with
over
that?
it. I'm
What is
over
the
it.
problem with it?
What is the
What
problem?
is the problem?
What is the problem with writing something relatable to women and girls? Sorry, guys. Let me get off my soapbox.
Crazy.
Okay, are you ready for my pop culture moment?
Yes, let's hear it.
Guys, we had some big news this week. Justin Bieber and Haley, baby,
Oh, yes.
are pregnant
Yes.
with their first baby.
Which we found out because we were watching a live stream.
It was actually kind of crazy. We were watching the Taylor Swift Eras Tour on TikTok Live.
Yes.
And I was reading the comments because I think it's hilarious to watch everyone fight in the comments. And I just saw someone say, Hailey Bieber's pregnant in all caps. And I read it out loud because we were at lunch. And Mariah is a diehard Bieber fan.
Yes.
And so I just said, Hailey Bieber's pregnant? And Mariah goes, what?
Oh, it was a whole...
It was a whole thing. So then, she went on Instagram, saw that it was in fact the truth. And they are pregnant.
So cute.
So cute. Their photos were adorable. Happy for them.
Yeah.
Glad it's working out. People are always really worried about their marriage.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I don't
They're
really
like,
know
he
anything
doesn't
about
actually want to be with her.
Oh.
Because they got married so young and so quick.
Huh.
But, happy for them. Glad it's working out. I think their baby will be so genetically blessed.
Absolutely.
So crazy. Yeah. Okay, and then I have to share this because I'm a huge Real Housewives of Beverly Hills fan. Do you watch it?
No, never have.
Sarah, do you watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Oh, gosh, this is not my room.
You're alone.
Dorit and PK are getting a divorce, which this is a big deal.
Okay.
Because last season, Dorit was all up in Kyle's grill about whether she was getting a divorce or not. And she was like, just tell everyone whether you're getting a divorce or not. Just say it. And then now she's getting a divorce. I'm like, hello,
Oops.
pot meat kettle. Like, you're all up in someone else's grill. Like, don't throw stones.
Yeah.
Like, I think she was trying to deflect. But he
I
was
was just going to say.
living in London and she was living in California. And she was like, oh, yeah, we're totally fine. Like, so he doesn't live there.
And that is called projection.
Yeah. So it's so crazy that they are getting separated. Like,
Yeah, that
whoa. So,
Wow.
I know, kind of crazy. And then... Obviously, new Eras Tour set. We chatted about it a little bit.
Yes.
It's a big deal. She rearranged a lot of things, which I think is super fun because now if you've seen the movie, you still haven't seen the whole show. She's a business genius.
Yes.
Because she's still catching all of those people who are like, oh no, I've already seen it.
And like, we're not bored.
We're not bored.
It's been over a year.
Tracy and I are really mad because we dropped the freaking ball. We should have been there Paris night 1, and then we were talking about going to Paris night 4, and we had like the flights pulled up and everything, and then we didn't do it. I don't know why. I don't know why. If they're just like, I don't know. I don't know why we didn't do it. There really is not a good reason.
I don't have a good reason, and
There's
I'm so
not
sorry.
a good reason, and I wish I could come to you with a better reason, but there is no reason. And night 4, Travis Kelce was there at the Eras Tour.
Mm-hmm. And that would have been us there.
That should be me.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, I just can't believe that we weren't there. And then to see him there, and she was wearing the Chiefs outfit, and she was singing to him. Like,
we were devastated missing night 1, and thought, you know what? We should have seen this coming.
Yeah,
we knew what we needed to do, and we didn't do it.
We were too focused on Miami.
Oh my god. Yeah, as you guys have heard, we're trying to manifest Miami. And in the midst of our obsession of making it to Miami, we missed the obvious thing to do.
Yeah, which would be to get
Go
the first
for
night.
Opening night
After the
Since
Tortured
album.
Poets
Like, are you
Department is
joking
released.
me?
And we even knew, like, we had seen the teasers of her rehearsing new numbers.
Yes.
What the fuck?
No, literally.
What were we doing?
No, it is so annoying.
Looking back on it, I'm like, who was she? What was she thinking about? What was rattling around in her little skull?
What we were doing, we were busy emailing Evan from Miami, who's been offering us tickets about how low can you go. And the lowest is 5,500. And we're just going to let that lie instead of doing some research and find out we could have gone and got tickets in Paris for 400.
Yeah.
Flights, hotel, food, everything
would have been cheaper than one
ticket
ticket.
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah, Evan was a huge distraction. If you're seeing this, Evan, count your days.
I'll never forgive you.
I'll never get over this.
I will forget you.
I'll never get over this. Yeah, so we're super bummed.
Count your days.
Count your days. I'm also a little worried, like, not to be a total, like, hater, but I'm kind of scared to be there Florida night 1, Miami night 1, because she's going to play Florida as a surprise song.
I know, and no.
Oh,
my God.
No, I'm being such a hater.
No, maybe we would love it, though.
Florida.
I won't love
it.
Well,
you might love it because the odds that Florence is there are probably pretty small. I don't know. Does she have a busy schedule? She probably does.
I don't know anything. I don't know anything, but I was just in my mind going to a space where we were hearing that loud in our ears with everyone around us singing it. And that's a world I don't want to know.
Also a little spooky because when we went to LA, Haim opened up for her, and all of the shows that Haim opened up for her, she did No Body, No Crime instead of 'Tis the Damn Season. So we didn't see 'Tis the Damn Season because we got No Body, No Crime. Whatever. It's kind of a wash for me. But I'm a little nervous that she will do the same thing for Florence and bring out Florence and potentially take out a TTPD set number and replace it with Florida for the Florida shows.
Mm-hmm.
That's a concern that I'm having. So...
Oh my gosh, we have to find a new location.
I think,
New Orleans.
guys, even though it's my birthday, but
it can be birth month, you know.
Yeah. Well, God, are we gonna go to Indianapolis?
Yes, we have to.
I've never been to Indiana.
How much are the tickets there?
Still, it's too much. Too much to be in Indiana. We could go to New Orleans, maybe.
Yeah,
we could take a look. See, I also think we were considering Madrid.
Yes.
Because we've just fully given into our delusions.
Only $600.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not even delusions. The problem is, that's how we see them. And then we end up not there.
Yeah.
That's the problem. We just figured out that's the reason.
Okay, yeah. You all heard that.
We need to take this more seriously.
Yeah, it's really serious.
Can you imagine if we had been there? That would have been life-changing.
No, I wouldn't be the same person.
That's what I'm saying.
We wouldn't be recording this podcast right now because we'd be in Paris. So... sit with that.
So go ahead. Sit with that.
Think about what you did. Yeah. Oh, God. Anyway.
Okay.
So
we will get over this.
Yeah. Something to think about and reflect on and never forget. Yeah. So next up, Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie. Did you ever watch The Simple Life?
Yeah.
Did you watch The Simple Life, Sarah? Loved. Okay, they're coming out with a new reality show, the two of them. It's going to be on Peacock, and I'm so excited.
What is it about?
I don't know.
Oh. Probably The Simple Life again.
Yeah, it just, they posted it on Instagram, and let me look at it, actually, because that's a great question. I honestly don't care what it's about. I'll watch those two paint a house.
Oh.
You know?
Okay.
It's just one of those things. I just love watching them. Oh, this was the announcement. It's a horrible sound. It's a TV static.
What the heck? Okay.
It's their catchphrase. Sana san, sana san. They did on the show.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, that's all it was.
Cute. Oh
my God. So the caption is "New Era, Same Besties" coming soon to Peacock.
Cute.
I'm really excited about it. I'm going to watch that. I loved The Simple Life.
I don't really remember it well enough to love it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
It was my childhood. When they worked at Sonic and they replaced the marquee sign to say, "Come get your big wieners" or something like that.
No, I don't remember any of those.
Oh my God, it was so funny. And then they hid the ladder so they couldn't take the letters down. They're like, "You have to take this down."
They're like,
it was
"No."
So funny. Yeah, I was like,
I need to rewatch because I don't
juicy wieners or something like that.
This isn't ringing any bells.
Funny. It was so funny.
That is funny. So it's going to be good. We know that.
Oh, it's going to be hilarious. I can feel it. Yeah, and then Bridgerton, the next season comes out this week.
What?
May 16th.
Wow.
Yeah, the next season.
I love Bridgerton.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yes, you do. You told me of Queen Charlotte.
Oh. I told you about Queen Charlotte?
Yeah, you told me to watch it.
And did you watch it?
Yeah.
Did you watch the whole thing?
I do believe so.
Oh.
Yes, I did.
Not loving that.
Well, I watched it enough to get the premise, at least.
How did it
But
end?
I do think I watched the whole thing. Well, that's a spoiler alert. I won't be disclosing. How did it end?
It ends with them in their old age laying underneath the bed.
Oh, yeah, under the bed.
She crawls under there with him.
Yes, and it's flashing between present and
yeah.
I mean, past and present. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's cute and sad and breaks my heart.
Yeah, because he's got a... What do you think he has?
Oh,
like,
I don't know.
if you were in today's world, like, what would he be diagnosed with?
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. But I thought about it a lot.
Like, definitely some mania.
I think, yeah, I was thinking schizophrenia.
That was my first
Hearing
thought, too.
Voices.
But it was just, his triggers were, the triggering was interesting.
Oh, really?
Like when he was getting stressed, remember?
Yeah. So interesting.
PTSD.
Oh yeah, maybe
was huge because I think. Oh, actually, no. I'm. It's like taking a minute for me to really remember. You know what I mean? But remember, they reflect back on his father, him losing his father, and how horribly tragic that was. Remember? And he saw it. No, it's got to be the right show. He gets stung by a bee.
Oh, Trace.
What?
That's an entirely different character. That's Anthony in the second season of Bridgerton. That's Anthony when he's getting married.
I can't be trusted.
Oh, jeez. I was kind of worried that's where you were headed. I'm like...
I know you looked at me like, don't keep going, but I have to be authentic and live my true life. And you guys, this is why I don't do the pop culture moments.
That's an entirely different show. Okay. No, not entirely different. It's in the same...
Yeah, excuse me. It wasn't that far of a reach.
It's in the same family.
It's been a long time.
That's the Bridgerton dad. He died from getting stung by a bee. Yeah, I do think Anthony had PTSD, maybe a little anxiety, health anxiety like
okay,
me.
well, hold on. I'm trying to remember the king now. Did they not reflect on his childhood?
No, they didn't. They reflected on him a little bit, like before Queen Charlotte showed up, that he was doing like that treatment with the crazy doctor.
Oh yeah.
And then he got with Queen Charlotte, and the doctor came back
as a child, and mom was seeking help for him. Okay. Yeah. So I would venture to guess not PTSD, but actually probably after what he went through.
With the doctor, yeah.
Yes.
After, yeah, I think he probably caused some additional illness.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately.
Man, yeah, that was really sad.
That was really sad. But I liked that she stuck with him.
I know.
And then when she goes into the doctor's quarters and is like, "Give him to me!"
Yes. That was my favorite
I'm taking
moment.
him.
Yeah.
And they were like, "You have
now
to leave."
I'm back with us. Now I'm here. And I do remember that, yeah.
So good. Yeah, so
I was like clapping in my living room.
Oh, you were?
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. You tell him.
Yeah. The beginning of that season is a little jarring with Lady Danbury. Do you remember? They're having sexual intercourse.
Oh, yes.
And he's
with that guy.
Large, yeah. And toothless, I think. And he's way older than her.
He's animalistic.
The one that died, yeah. He fully died.
Yeah, he did.
I think he died while they were having
sex.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah. As he deserves. Sorry.
Well, no. You know what? He didn't deserve that. That was his favorite thing. He was a cruel man.
Tracy,
what?
He was a pedophile.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you're saying...
I'm saying
what
he
you
didn't
saying?
deserve to die in that moment. You know, when they say, like, at least he died doing something he loved. I'm like, no. Should have been, like, choking on a raisin or something, you know?
Choking on a raisin?
Who loves raisins?
He could have choked on a raisin. He didn't have any teeth. Yeah, so...
I should never have said that. This is about a fictional character, so if anyone takes that out of context...
No one clipped that.
Don't clip that.
Little soundbite.
That was mean.
That was mean.
That was mean. I didn't mean it.
Yeah, but he was a horrible character, and he deserved to die.
Yeah. Yes, well, she was happy when he died.
Well, yeah, she ran in and said, "Oh my God," to her maid. She's like, "He's dead."
Yes.
I loved that for her. She's so free now.
Me too. She was free.
And she never got remarried. I love
you?
Lady Danbury. No. I don't even know if I want to get married the first time.
I love her too.
Bridgerton season 3, though. It's
I have to do a rewatch, clearly.
Yeah, do a rewatch.
Things all mixed match.
Honestly, I have to do my rewatch this week because the 3rd season is coming out in 3 days.
Well, I don't have enough time for that, so
yeah. Well,
maybe I'll Wikipedia.
It's coming out in 2 parts, though. So this is only the first part, and then the second part comes out in June. So you could always watch it in June when you have both parts out.
Yeah, but if you open your mouth,
I would never. I would never.
Never. I can't even remember Bridgerton. It's been so long.
Which
I can only remember when you say things.
Well, the first season was Daphne and the Duke, remember? And they pretend to like each other because she can't be married off to Lord what's his name?
Yes, I remember.
Lord, what's his name? I can't remember his name. Whatever. It's irrelevant.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter.
Why do I want to say like Winkleton or something? Burbridge.
Twinkle toes. Oh.
Lord Burbridge.
Oh.
That's so close. Yeah, because she can't be married off to him, and Antony's all worried that she's not going to find a suitor, whatever. And then Lord Burbridge basically accuses her of not being pure anymore. So then she has to marry the Duke, and the Duke doesn't want to get married. Remember?
Oh my gosh, yes, but your memory is like exhausting me. How do you know all this and all their names and all these details?
What do you mean?
Well,
I feel like that's a normal amount to remember from a show that you watch.
God, that's worrisome for me then.
Don't you think, Sarah? Is that a normal amount to remember from a show?
I did not remember any of their names.
Okay.
I did remember the premise. So
Cool.
So she's in between you and I. Yeah.
Okay.
She's the norm.
All right.
We're the outliers.
Okay.
I'm the goldfish. You are the psychopath.
I need to be institutionalized.
How do you remember all that?
Season 2 is Anthony and Kate. Remember? And he's supposed to marry the sister.
Yes.
I don't remember the sister's name.
Yes. And oh my gosh, that sister made me mad at some point.
Which sister?
Just tell her.
The older sister?
Yeah, the older sister.
Yeah, the older sister should have told her.
She continues to lie. I'm
I
like,
know.
ugh. It was frustrating me to watch.
I know, but she just wanted her sister to be happy, so I totally get where she's coming from. But
well, totally. That's the hard thing, is that
That's
you
the
get
hard
it, but you're like,
thing.
snap out of it. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's inevitable.
yeah. So that was the whole premise of that show, and that was like the slow burn because everyone got their panties in a wad about how sexual the first season was, so we basically got nothing in the second season.
I always think, then don't watch it.
Then don't watch it.
Or
if you don't want to
me?
see them
It's just like
doing
music. If you don't like it,
yeah, don't listen.
Like, I don't listen to Florida. I'm not
Sorry,
gonna go to
I
that.
want to watch Bridgerton and watch them get it on.
Yeah.
Sue me.
Sue
I
me.
should have that right. I pay for Netflix. I deserve it.
And it's not 365 days. That one will send
Which
you.
I did watch. Did I tell you I watched the other two?
Yes.
Did you watch
Did you think the
365
storyline got
days?
better?
No. In fact, somehow, I think it got worse.
Oh.
I think the acting got worse. And like
Okay,
I kept feeling like I was being sped through the story.
Oh.
Like all of a sudden he has a twin. Spoiler alert.
Oh.
For this amazing work of art that everyone
It's
should
no
watch.
work of art. It isn't.
Well.
And I don't want anyone to think I think it's a work of art. I did think the storyline got better, though. I didn't think it got worse. Probably, well, who are your team now, Massimo or Nacho?
I hate that his name is Nacho.
Me too, but his name's not actually Nacho.
No, I think I'd go Nacho.
Mm-hmm.
What's his real name?
I don't remember.
Okay. I don't know why I asked you
Asking
that.
the wrong person. Yeah.
Yeah, but I just felt like I was being like sped through the story. Like he has a twin all of a sudden, and there's like a ex something or other, and then he's the gardener, and then she goes off with him. Like it just felt like I was like,
Oh, see, I thought that thickened the plot.
Oh,
Thought it was
really?
better. Mhm.
yeah, well,
It was fast,
it was really fast.
but my ADHD really likes that. I'm like, thank you. Get to the point. Like Baby Reindeer. I'm like, I can't be watching 2 more episodes of this. This is
I know.
crazy.
Oh
Jeez.
my god, I can't believe I almost forgot.
Oh,
Did
yeah,
I
the
send
interview?
you?
Yes, they interviewed the real Martha.
Her name is Fiona.
Yeah, and Fiona.
Is
What?
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah, and if we're gonna pick someone to believe, it's not her.
They portrayed her so well.
I can't
Whoever portrayed her deserves an Emmy
Yes.
because it's like I was looking in a mirror.
and it's
Not a mirror.
No, yeah, not a mirror. But it is proof that he knows her well.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
Richard Gadd was able to portray a character through another actress
yeah.
so well that when they interviewed her with Pierce, that you're like,
Oh
That's
my god,
her.
that's her. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
that's incredible.
And it was so crazy in the interview. She was contradicting herself every 5 seconds.
It was so crazy.
She was saying, I was never friends with him. Oh, yeah, I went to his comedy show and we hung out and whatever.
Yes.
Oh, I never sent him a letter. I didn't even have his address. Yeah, I sent him 1 letter.
Yeah,
Oh, I never emailed him. Okay, I emailed him
41,000
10 times.
isn't that money.
And then she said, I emailed him a handful of times. And he goes, well, what's a handful? Just like 10. But it was 41,000.
41,000.
How crazy is that? And she was starting to get angry.
And she said she has 4 to 6 email addresses, and I will say I do have 4 to 6, but it's
Yeah.
because work, personal,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Not like for certain, not for
Not for
personal
the
life.
same person.
Not 6 for my
Yeah.
personal life.
I have 2 for my personal life. I have one that I send everything spam,
yeah, a burner one,
a
and
burner
normal
one, and then a real one
Thank
where I
you.
want like things that I need to actually see.
yeah,
You know.
yes, me too.
And then she also apparently has a boyfriend, which is crazy. I wonder if he knows.
This is for the best that she has a boyfriend, though. Keep her
Is it?
tied down to yes. Don't want her out looking for new victims.
I feel like she's always looking for new victims.
Ugh.
Another victim
She terrifies
came out,
me.
and it was a woman.
You're joking.
She came out and she said, I was also harassed by Fiona. I know. Kind of crazy that he did an interview with her. People were saying, like, don't give her a platform. And I'm like, no. Let everyone see her face.
I did. Yeah. And you know what? If you guys haven't watched it, just do, okay? It's interesting. Mm-hmm. But the interesting thing was when he goes to the diner with her, which I'm like, why? And then he's saying something and she screams, don't you dare! And like slams the table. Yeah. I'm like, and you still decided to speak with this person.
I know.
That was a pivotal moment for me because I thought, whoa. And then when I saw her on there, how she was getting aggravated, I'm like, there she is. I can see her doing that. Because I was thinking,
getting so aggravated.
See someone actually doing that.
Yeah.
Something so crazy, like in the middle of this diner with this person you hardly know.
Yeah.
And yes, I could.
Yeah.
She's wild.
So crazy. So yeah, anyway, do you have a pop culture or anything for us?
I think I contributed with my mix up there.
Yeah, you did. You really contributed today all the way around.
Thank you, yeah.
You had something for everything.
I did, whether it was true or false.
Yeah.
I always say confidence is key.
You were really confident.
If someone hadn't seen it, they would have thought I cracked the code on King's health.
Oh, yeah.
Mental health. Yeah. I said, oh my God, you're right. It was the bee sting.
Yeah. And if you're watching this on video, like I can't wait to see my face as you were talking. Because I was like, where is she headed?
It's the same face she makes when we're in clinic. And I go ahead and start running my mouth in there too, just like I did there. Where confidence is key. And I just go on.
Yeah.
Like what I'm about to say, I know. My
favorite moment of that was we had a client one time and she has a very specific Christmas tradition with her kids. Like very specific. Like abnormal a little bit. Okay. Yes. Like no one else does
so
this.
Unique.
So unique. No one else does this. Tracy starts asking someone who's not that client. She's like, how did
doing such and
such go? And the client's like, what? Tracy's like, where you do that thing? And she's
at this point, I'm still confident.
Yeah, she's still going.
That's not good enough.
And I'm behind the chair like, no. Like trying, and then Tracy's like, I think I have, I'm confused. I think I have a mix-up. It was so funny. Because it was just not one of those things that you could just like...
You can't brush off and be like, I swear to God, you said something like that last time.
Oh, you didn't make Christmas cookies? No, because it wasn't like that.
It wasn't.
No one else
and
does.
It's so unique, we're not going to say it because HIPAA. Yeah. That's how unique it is.
Yeah. So funny, though. That was my favorite one.
The favorite one, so it happens often. Foot in mouth is one thing I'm very good at. Yeah. I can't help it.
Well, thank you, everyone. This was such a fun episode, and I hope everyone got to learn a little bit about Taylor Swift or enjoy and commiserate with us.
Yes.
About Taylor Swift.
Yep.
And, that's what we got for you this week.
Yep. Thanks for joining. We'll see you next spill. Thanks for spilling with us on The Spill at Rise. If you loved what you heard, don't be shy. Hit that subscribe button to stay in the loop. And for all the juicy extras, follow us on Instagram for some behind-the-scenes goodness.
Oh, and did we mention we're also on YouTube? Yep, we're everywhere. See you next time, Spillers.